America's most famous war hero died poor, sick with drugs, and maybe even killed. That hero was Audie Murphy, and today I'm going to show you the scary truth behind the story that Hollywood tried to keep secret. By the end of this video, you'll never think about war heroes the same way again. So stay with me, because what you're about to learn will change everything you thought you knew about the American dream. It's 1971. A small airplane crashes into a mountain in Virginia during a big storm. Inside that broken plane is the body of America's most famous soldier. But here's the crazy part. This wasn't how his story was supposed to end. The man who lived through the most dangerous fights of World War II, who killed over 240 bad guys, who won 33 medals, including the Medal of Honor, was supposed to live happily ever after. Instead, he died owing money to scary people, fighting drug problems, and keeping secrets that some say got him killed. But I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let's start from the beginning, because Audie Murphy's story is nothing like what they taught you in school. Born in 1925 in the country parts of Texas, Audie wasn't your typical American hero. His family was super poor. I'm talking about the kind of poor where you hunt rabbits just to have dinner. His dad left the family when Audie was young, leaving him to take care of his mom and little brothers and sisters. When his mom died from being sick, 16-year-old Audie became the boss of the house. He quit school in 5th grade to work full-time, making $1 a day picking cotton in the hot Texas sun. Now, here's where the story gets interesting. When Pearl Harbor was attacked in 1941, every young man in America wanted to fight. When Audie tried to join up, the military laughed at him. The Navy said no. The Marines said no way. Why? He was 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighed only 112 pounds. He looked like a strong wind could blow him over. But Audie Murphy had something that being big couldn't give you. He never gave up. He lied about his age, adding a year to make himself old enough for the Army. He kept trying until finally the Army said yes in 1942. That small lie would change war history forever. What happened next sounds impossible, but it's all true. Murphy was sent to Europe with the 3rd Infantry Division. He fought in Sicily, Italy, France, and Germany. But unlike other soldiers who tried to stay alive, Murphy seemed like he wanted to die. He asked for the most dangerous jobs. He ran at enemy spots by himself. He saved his buddies over and over again, even when he was hurt. The numbers are amazing. Murphy was hurt 3 times, but said no to going home. He earned 3 Purple Hearts, 2 Silver Stars, the Distinguished Service Cross, and the Medal of Honor. By the end of the war, he had killed over 240 enemy soldiers, more than any other American soldier in World War II. But here's what they don't tell you in the history books. All that killing changed him forever. Let me tell you about the day Murphy earned his Medal of Honor, because this story will blow your mind. It was January 1945 in France. German forces were attacking Murphy's spot with tanks and hundreds of soldiers. Murphy's group was beaten and had fewer guns. Most of his men were dead or hurt. Any smart person would have run away. But Murphy didn't run away. Instead, he climbed onto a burning tank that could blow up any second. He grabbed the machine gun and started shooting at the coming Germans. For over an hour, he stood there alone, shooting at a whole company of enemy soldiers while the tank under him was on fire. He killed dozens of Germans and made the rest run away. When help finally came, they found Murphy still standing there, covered in blood and dirt, asking for more bullets. That's not Hollywood make-believe. That really happened. But what happened to Murphy after the war is where this story gets dark. When Murphy came back to America in 1945, he was a hero everyone knew about. Hollywood called him right away. Universal Studios gave him a 7-year deal worth $2,500 per week. That's over $30,000 per week in today's money. He became a movie star, appearing in 44 movies over 20 years. His biggest hit was To Hell and Back, the movie about his own war story. It was Universal's biggest moneymaker until Jaws came out 20 years later. But behind the fancy Hollywood life, Murphy was breaking apart. He couldn't sleep without bad dreams. He heard gunshots that weren't there. He kept a loaded gun under his pillow every night for years. He would wake up sweating and scared, sometimes attacking his own wife, thinking she was an enemy soldier. Today, we call this PTSD. But in the 1950s, nobody knew what was happening to him. Murphy tried to get help. He talked to doctors and had doctors, anyone who would listen. But the doctors didn't know how to help soldiers with fighting trauma. So Murphy did what millions of soldiers do. He tried to fix himself with medicine. He started taking sleeping pills to stop the bad dreams. Then pain pills for his war hurts. Then more pills just to get through the day. Before long, America's greatest war hero was hooked on pills. The pills made everything worse. Murphy became moody, and you never knew what he'd do. His first marriage. Two actors, Wanda Hendricks, broke up after less than 2 years. They fought all the time. She said he was mean and cheated on her. He said she did the same things. The Hollywood newspapers kept it quiet to protect both their jobs, but people close to them knew the truth. Murphy was fighting scary thoughts that no amount of fame or money could fix. His second marriage to Pamela Archer was better, and they had 2 sons together. But Murphy's problems were getting worse, not better. He was spending money faster than he made it. He put money into businesses that failed. He gave money to friends who never paid him back. He bought expensive horses that couldn't win races by the 1960s. The man who had made millions as a movie star was running out of money. That's when Murphy made the biggest mistake of his life. He started gambling. High-money poker games in Las Vegas and Los Angeles. Horse racing bets that could win or lose thousands of dollars in one afternoon. Murphy thought his good luck in war would work for gambling too. He was wrong. The gambling losses piled up quickly. Tens of thousands of dollars disappeared in bad bets. Murphy borrowed money to cover what he lost, then lost that money too. Soon, he owed serious cash to serious people, the kind of people who don't care if you're a war hero when it's time to pay up. This is where Murphy's story gets scary. In his last years, he was seen a lot at poker games with people everyone knew were criminals. These weren't friendly neighborhood card games. These were high-money games run by dangerous people who broke legs first and asked questions later. Murphy was in way over his head. But he couldn't stop gambling long enough to climb out of the hole he had dug. Friends and family tried to help. They begged Murphy to get help for his drug problems and stay away from the gambling. But Murphy had stayed alive in impossible war situations by refusing to back down from any fight. Fortunately, that same stubbornness was destroying his regular life. He couldn't admit he had a problem, and he couldn't ask for help. On May 28, 1971, Murphy got on a small private plane for a business trip to Virginia. He was trying to put together a deal that would fix his money problems once and for all. Weather was bad. Fog and rain made flying dangerous. But Murphy needed this deal to work, so he said they had to fly anyway. The plane never made it. It crashed into Brush Mountain near Roanoke, Virginia, killing Murphy and 5 other people on the plane. The official reason was pilot mistake in bad weather. The pilot tried to land when it was too dangerous and crashed into the trees. But right away, questions came up about Murphy's death. Why was he flying in such bad weather? Who was he meeting in Virginia? Was this really an accident, or was it something worse? The conspiracy theories started right away. People said Murphy was killed because of his gambling debts. Others said he knew too much about criminal activities and had to be shut up. A few even said the government killed him because his work helping veterans was becoming too much trouble. Here's what we know for sure. Murphy owed a lot of money to some very dangerous people. He had been getting threats about his debts. Several people said Murphy seemed scared and worried in the weeks before his death. He told friends he was worried about being safe. The business trip to Virginia was secret. Even his family didn't know exactly what the meeting was about. But here's the uncomfortable truth that nobody wants to talk about. Whether Murphy was killed or died in an accident doesn't really matter. The real scandal is that America let its greatest war hero fall so far that either explanation seems possible. Think about this for a minute. Murphy earned 33 medals for serving his country. He risked his life hundreds of times to protect his fellow soldiers. He killed more enemy fighters than any other American in World War II. And how did America pay him back? We made him famous, took his money, ignored his mental health problems, let him fall into drug addiction and debt. Murphy tried to tell people what was happening to him, talked publicly about fighting stress and nightmares. He spoke to Congress about the need for better mental health services for soldiers. He warned that thousands of soldiers were coming home with invisible wounds that nobody knew how to treat. But America wasn't ready to hear that message. Why? We wanted our heroes to be perfect, not human. The tragedy of Audie Murphy isn't just that he died young and broke. It's that his death could have been stopped. So with proper treatment for his PTSD, he might never have gotten hooked on pills. So with better money advice, he might not have lost his fortune on bad investments. With help for his gambling addiction, he might not have gotten involved with dangerous criminals. Instead, we turned Murphy into a Hollywood myth and ignored the real person who was crying out for help. We celebrated his war heroics while ignoring his after-war struggles. We made money from his fame while leaving him to fight his demons alone. Murphy's story is still important today because we're still failing our soldiers in the same ways. Every day, 22 American veterans kill themselves. Thousands more struggle with PTSD, addiction, and homelessness. We thank them for their service, then ignore them when they need help the most. The real mystery of Audie Murphy isn't how he died. It's how we let him fall so far in the first place. America's most decorated soldier should have lived a long, happy life, surrounded by the thanks of the nation he served. Instead, he died owing money to criminals, addicted to pills, canned, possibly murdered for his troubles. That's the dark truth behind the Audie Murphy legend. The boy from Texas who became America's greatest warrior never found peace after the war ended. His invisible wounds were just as real as the physical ones. But nobody knew how to heal them. His story should serve as a warning about how we treat our heroes and a reminder that fame and medals can't cure the human cost of war. The next time you see a veteran struggling with addiction, homelessness, or mental health issues, remember Audie Murphy. And remember that being a hero in war doesn't promise happiness and peace. And remember that our duties to those who serve don't end when they come home.